the little bird that created countless childhood memories and will always hold a special place in my heart. My name is Emily Foster, and when I think back to my childhood, the memory that always rises first isn't of birthdays or vacations, it's of a little bird named Sunny. He wasn't just a pet, he was the heartbeat of our home, the tiny feathered friend who turned ordinary days into stories I'll carry forever. Sunny was a parakeet my dad brought home when I was 6. I remember the way the cage door creaked open as this bright yellow blur fluttered into our living room. His chirps were high-pitched, insistent, like he was announcing himself to the world. At first I was afraid to hold him, but soon his little claws wrapped around my finger, as if he'd been waiting for me all along. Our bond grew quickly. I'd sit by the window reading books aloud to him, convinced he understood every word. On Saturday mornings I'd let him perch on my shoulder while I watched cartoons. He'd nibble at my hair, tilt his head, and sometimes whistle right in time with the theme song. That silly bird became my sidekick. What made Sunny so unforgettable wasn't just his antics. It was how he stitched himself into the fabric of our family life. He greeted us each morning with a chorus of chirps, like an alarm clock we never wanted to turn off. He learned to mimic the sound of our phone, driving my mom crazy when she kept answering calls that weren't real. My little brother taught him to say, "Peekaboo," and soon the house echoed with a bird's voice surprising us from across the room. Every holiday, Sunny was there. I remember Christmas morning, his cage wrapped in string lights, him hopping around like he knew it was special. On summer evenings, we'd carry his cage out to the porch, and he'd sing while fireflies blinked in the yard. When friends came over, the first thing they wanted to see wasn't my toys, it was Sunny. As I grew older, through middle school crushes, high school heartbreak, and the awkwardness of becoming myself, that little bird was constant. His chirps became background music to late-night study sessions, his presence a quiet comfort when I felt alone. Sunny lived longer than anyone expected. 14 years, a lifetime for such a tiny creature. When he passed, it was gentle. I found him in his cage one morning, still and peaceful. I cried harder than I thought possible for something so small. But my grief was really gratitude in disguise. He had been with me through every chapter of childhood, and losing him felt like closing a book I'd never stop rereading. Even now, as an adult with a home of my own, I keep a small framed photo of Sunny on my desk. Sometimes, when the world feels heavy, I imagine that little yellow bird perched on my shoulder again, whistling in my ear, reminding me of joy in the simplest forms. Sunny wasn't just a pet. He was family, memory, and magic rolled into one tiny package of feathers. He taught me that love doesn't depend on size or years. It's about the way someone, or something, makes your world brighter. The little bird that once chirped me awake, made me laugh, and comforted me when I cried will always hold a special place in my heart. Childhood ends, but the echoes of those wings stay with me forever. Full story added in below.